What would you do if the very food meant to save you could kill you? In a time of famine, when every bite mattered, the prophets of God found themselves staring at death in their own stew pot. But then, God turned poison into life. Elisha returned to Gilgal, where a company of prophets gathered to hear God's word. The famine was harsh, but their hunger for truth was greater than their hunger for food. Elisha, gently, to his servant,
"Put on the large pot and cook some stew for these men."
A servant nods and runs to the fields. In desperation, one young man found wild gourds on a vine. He did not know what they were, but famine leaves little room for caution. He gathered them, eager to feed his brothers. The servant cuts them into pieces and tosses them into the pot. Steam rises as hope stirs among the hungry men. The prophets alarmed, shouting,
"Man of God, there is death in the pot!"
The camp erupts in panic. What was meant to nourish could now destroy. The joy of food turned into terror. Their hope became poison. Death seemed closer than life.
"Bring me some flour."
The flour is placed in his hands. He scatters it into the bubbling pot with quiet authority. The flour itself held no power, but the act showed God's hand. Through his prophet, he turned death into life.
"Pour it out for the people to eat."
The prophets taste again. Relief floods their faces. No harm, no poison, only food. They eat freely. Their fear turned into joy. And the pot was safe. God provided where famine reigned, proving once more, his power is greater than death. This story reminds us, even when life serves us bitterness or danger, God can transform it into provision. What seems hopeless, he redeems. What feels deadly, he can turn into life. With God, there is always more than despair. There is deliverance. Thank you, dear friends, for watching and joining us in this story of God's power and provision. Every time you give a little of your time to listen, you become part of a journey, one where faith grows, hope shines brighter, and God's word comes alive in our hearts. If this story touched you, I invite you to walk with us further. There are many more stories of grace, miracles, and lessons waiting to encourage you. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel, you're joining a family of believers who are learning together, growing together, and discovering the beauty of God's love in everyday life. So stay with us. Share these stories with someone who needs encouragement today. And remember, the same God who healed the pot in Elisha's day is the God who still heals, provides, and protects us now. From our heart to yours, thank you again, and may the Lord bless you and keep you always.